gonna catch us will catch us. Whoever will catch up later, that's fine too. I understand there's always something going on. We can't have it both ways. But then anyway, let's carry on. What's the topic today? Our topic today is about the issues around, Hello Ruthie, I know we are late. I know you want to watch the Prime Minister, but it's a long story, but we are here now. So anyway, our today's topic is about alcohol or, substance abuse, in any individual. It could be, a spouse, it could be a friend, it could be any family member that you have that they're abusing alcohol. And, the issues around that, like what's happening, why would people abuse alcohol? Why would people, go, to that length of, drinking too much or using drugs and all those things? Why? And what does that do? What does that do to people who are very close to the person? What does that do? So, for me, there's certain topics I just come up with them randomly. But for this one, somebody asked me a question to say, if somebody was abusing alcohol, really badly, how can you help them? How can you help them? So first of all, what's alcohol abuse really? Like, what would you call abuse of alcohol? It all depends with the definition. Primarily, kumamowa ndi chinthu chonena kuti it was there for social reasons. Muntu wapita kokacheza kwanzako, Christmas time, party time, whatever, you're having a good time or you're having a nice meal, and mwako wili utatu as part of, kusangalala. And that's normal. People do that. Primarily, that's what you're supposed to do. I shouldn't say supposed to do, but that's what, alcohol is supposed to do. Like, kungo sangalala and humako wili utatu, and you carry on doing whatever you're doing. It's not supposed to affect your life, in how you live your life or everything else after that. It's something that you should be doing, that would be a part of, socializing. Komano, even, in some cases where Antoina, let's say you grew up in a neighborhood where and her mama were like from a very younger age. So you are a teenager, for example. Sometimes it's also not about socializing, it's about peer pressure. Let's try more. And people drink for the sake of, that element of saying, goody, ndisangalale, I'm a teenager now, like I'm an adult now, I can, have my own drink and whatever reason. And people do that. So primarily when we look at alcohol, unless you religiously feel that you shouldn't drink, then that's a separate thing. That you feel like, okay, to me I feel like it's a sin, I shouldn't drink, then that's a separate or subject. But really for people who feel like, okay, I don't mind drinking a bit, it's not really a bad thing as long as you're in control of what you're doing. Alcohol becomes something that you are abusing if either it affects your judgment or it affects your reaction time, or it literally makes you, maybe unconscious, primarily that you can't even account for what's happening, Kaya muntu kumamowa mpaka na kutimira kuti you don't even remember kuti unali kuti, you end up uchipinda chaini yake chokuti sumainekera ukapezeka kumeneko, you end up in places that you shouldn't be. Olo upezeke kuti you drink no control, kupezeka kuti ndi drama ya lenti yomwe sungapeleke. There will be some other things that will start to happen. Zokuti zikondesa kuti there is no control. Whatever the case, iweyo kuyeneka kuti ukhale in charge, you should be able to control what's happening. You drink a bottle or two, that should be fine. Koma zikafika ponena kuti you don't have control of what's happening, then it begins to affect you. Iweyo amene kumawe, and then it moves on to start affecting other people. And when it comes to substance abuse, personally, how I grew up, to be honest, I've always seen and I've always seen people getting drunk, kugona banse, doing whatever, all those kind of things. I've seen them. But, when it comes to substance abuse, I didn't grow up seeing people doing that. Maybe where I grew up, so I didn't see that. But now, even in Malawi, it's becoming a thing. You see reports of Gudi muntu wa Malira, Chifukwa Gudi was abusing, drugs or whatever. And I saw in the news a doctor, or what I'm agreed and was it Kusento, Bas Mankwala Umwe wa kuchipatala, they keep injecting themselves and something happened. And there was also a case at the beginning of this year. There were young people. They must have been, at somebody's house partying and doing whatever. One ended up dead. There were rumors there as well. Kuti and Huama Bangama drugs. So it's becoming an issue that people are constantly using drugs even back home, that we felt like people would not really be into drugs like nowadays, I shouldn't say nowadays, but like in the Western world. But my drugs are slowly becoming an issue for us as well, But then here's the thing for me. It's easy to just look at people when they drink or when they are using a substance to say, "Gudi, uyuyu amakonda olezera." Uyuyu ndo konda ubanga chakuti chakuti. Ye ndo konda more. It's very easy for us to look on the surface and make excuses, to say that, oh, uyuyu nthawi zonse kuchokera tira ngono amakonda kumwa more. Olo uyuyu chabwino, uyuyu amakonda olezera mwakuti. But there are deeper reasons why people would rather drink so much to the point that they can't remember anything. There's deeper reasons to what, Muntu, wokuti zintu zukwendera bwino, on a normal day. There is no way ungangoma moa, like mopanda responsibility kuti kungoma anyhow. So let's take an example. Muntu wokuti is employed, has got a job, he has to go to work tomorrow. Angangoma moa mpaka na kufika kuti mpaka na kupanga pass out mawa, they can't even remember to get up, to get ready and go to work. They can't do that. A person who has things to do, they'll be more focused. They'll be more conscious of what they are doing when it comes to alcohol, So sometimes, when you look at people, so for example, let's say a man, we are now looking into reasons why some people would abuse alcohol. It's not these reasons that we're gonna look at. It's not the answer to everything. Komakungo yes, like looking into a few that maybe other people can relate to. Okay, so let's give an example of a man. A lot of men, they have their ego that drives them. Okay, and that ego, for it to kind of like feed it. A man feeds it on success, for example. Ukale nyamata or ukale nzibambo, whether you're married or not. Koma every time waisela chintu ichi olo ili nchito imene zinto sayenda, olo ili skulu zinto sayenda, ka relationship imene kuvuta. That iwe yopaweka, muntu we, nzibambo we. You cannot honestly stand there and say, "Gudi, I've achieved this." You can't see success. So it's like muchiri joso guzona kulepera. Sometimes that can hit a man's ego so much that iyeyo amangona kulibino ene ndizingo like nkafandikale, that kind of mentality, or should we say that kind of mindset. Kuti olonta panga jani muntu nkupezeka kuti akumwamuwa kwambiri anthu ena zijandanena. You can easily think kuti wawanda chitsiru amangomwamuwa. But there is issues behind that. Sometimes people drink like that, like I've said as an example, as a way to, to escape, to escape, so that Gudi akamamwa uja, they should be taken away from their problems for 2 minutes. Akabisale kuna kwake, and akamamwa so drunk that they don't remember, but they don't really focus on their problem for that primarily. And then when that moa finishes, they come back to their problems. It will just look like Woody, but why would you do that? But people do it because sometimes it's hard for people to face their problems. People are not willing to face their pain, whatever it is. So muntu feels like they're a failure. Now they're trying to escape and do that. Whatever those issues are, they are not willing to face it. They are not willing to experience the pain. So they want to escape and, use alcohol and hide. I know there are people who they've been drinking when they were younger. But maybe they were able to control that among socially. But because this is their habit they already have, they will easily slip into it and start abusing that alcohol because that's what they've been doing already. And then okay, they've never been drinking. all of a sudden niyo mango mona kuti munthu wina wake has been drinking heavily. Sometimes kumakhala kuti it's connected to a certain loss that somebody has suffered, you know. And we've got all kinds of losses that we've lost in our lives. Or is this kunena zokuti you were not able to get a certain job, or you were not able to succeed mu chinthu chomwe womafunitsitsa kwambiri, and so you lose hope. And then you feel like good you've lost something, or maybe even kuti munthu wina wake so close to you has passed away. You cannot deal with that pain. So you feel like, okay, let me escape in this way. Let me use drugs, or let me use alcohol, you know. Or it could be kuti apart from zintutane nazi, even relationship yonena kuti siyenda bwino, you know, a relationship that's not working momwe iweyo umafunira, you know, but you're kind of like in a zone where you know you don't like it anymore, you know you're not happy anymore, but you can't leave because or you're worried for so many other reasons, you know, then you don't want to leave. So therefore you feel like when you drink so much, it will help you to kind of like, you know, escape. Alcoholism on its own, it's a medical condition that you know can be diagnosed by a doctor, which I'm not a doctor. But then, Antwena, even if it's so nafigire to kumene koko, what you're doing is bad enough. Even in muntu nzimayo onena kuti these days, you know, ndikale romwe only men were drinking like out of control. These days, there's women who drink also. They drink to the point kuti mwana mama wakubwera ama you know, it's school time. And the muntu slept, didn't even remember to put the alarm and did that. So at that point, it's like the alcohol is really running your life, if you like. It's affecting some important things in your life. Okay? Komano, going back to the issue of saying, how do you help? Umutandiza banji muntu uja. Ngani ndionena kuti. Iweyo amene ukupangano ukumamu wawe. Iweyo amene uli ndi issue. Iweyo amene you are struggling. You may be married. You may be, you know, you may have close friends. And so in our case today, we want to look at a situation that you are actually married. You have kids, you know, you have a wife or you have a husband, whatever angle it happens. It doesn't matter, Goma. We are just saying, goody, you are in a relationship, you've got kids, you've got a husband, you've got a, you know, a wife, whatever the case. What happens then? Fusoli, likuchokera kwa muntu, amene iyeyo is the spouse, or iyeyo alindi relationship indi muntu uja, you know? How do you help them? How do you help muntu onena kuti iyeyo wafika po point imene jayo? Yokuti every time they will drink. Even in drama yokuti munagwirizana kuti drama iyi ndiyandiwo. Drama iyi upangire chakuti ndiyana. Iye kutenga kumwera moha. They've gotten to a point where iweyo you failing to understand because even the reasons that I'm telling you, that I'm suggesting, it's not kuti at the end of the day muntu uja walongosola ndiyeyo. No, iyeyo mukungo muona ndi behavior. Because if you are to ma feelings siyana pasinto. You know, our physical body, how we look, this is, you know, part of us, but there is the emotional part of us that we feel certain things. We are beaten down. So muntu uja might be beaten down by chintu china chake, and iyeyo akuganiza kuti adzikalira kumamuwa to help themselves out. Pa situation ija to escape. So now they are doing that. Komano iweyo amene uli mlife yawo ija. You begin to feel everything that they are doing. You begin to feel it because you try to do this kupeza kuti akungomamuwa. Zija ndukuzani muli pa relationship iwe khalako mwa ndi anawa ine ndipite ndikapange chakuti kubwera munthu has passed out. Ana angodzi khalira oka. Ana sakudziwa ndizo mwa kuchita. You know, you do this kupeza kuti the whole house they've turned it into a party house. Iwe wachokapo wapita kunchito. When you're coming back, nyumba yose, it's a party place. Kwabwera anthu okuti they look like junks. They are all over the place. Iweyo koma you've got kids around that area. How can you help the person? Here's what I'm going to say. Beginning in the maone na kuti help. Helping somebody okuti ye wabanga decide kuti neo I'll be, you know, drinking alcohol or doing this or as the way to ease the pain. It depends with your situation, the relationship you and whatever else, because Munhari yes, there's just no a straight answer. Munhari yes, you can look at your situations and think if I'm going to help him, this is how I can help him. Zirindi way only momo kuipangira a study situation. But first things first, munthu amene akupanga abuse alcohol iye yekha akhali kuti wafikapo kuti I need help. I need help with my situation. Akhali kuti akufikapo yekha. Because there's a possibility munthu uja will start fighting you and tell you kuti I'm okay. Kodi vuto ndi chani? Munthu ndi samwe komowa. Yet iweyo you're able to see kuti kumamuwa ndi kumeneko. But this is out of control. Koma iwo wakuza kuti yayi ineyo ndikungomako pang'ono. Why are you making a big deal? Blah blah blah. Iweyo, you are supposed to decide kuti kodi, is there somebody we can talk to? Is there somebody in their life that can actually influence them in the way kuti munthu uja atabwera kwanu ndikuzakamba naye kunena kuti ayamwene apapadi zinthu sizili bwino, let's seek help, because there is help out there. Kuli malo kuti munthu uthoka thandizika, kuli kwa dokotala, there are counselors, there are places, rehabilitation centers, whatever you can think of. You can go and get help, even spiritual help, where you can actually speak to a pastor, whatever problem that you have. But you really need to be realistic. Is that what he also understands that he needs? Because we are talking about an adult. Iweyo ukufuna kuti umuthandize munthu onena kuti yepa yeka doesn't feel like kuti he need help. It's gonna be a hard thing. And the thing is, munthu, if you gonna help people, you need to learn how you help people. Yeah? You need to learn how to help people, because sometimes antu muntu wina wanga kandi issue. Kandi ndi relationship yako ija, that person has an issue, kuma ifeyo timata kuitenga issue ija ngati problem yatu, because in the name of good we are family, then it becomes a burden, because ye uja is not making an effort. Iweyo ndamene you are so concerned, abambowa olo mai wakufuna ndizabe mperera, ufunika dizienda kwa kuti, you're the one who was at the forefront booking all those appointments, doing all this. Mwinu wake amango pita so and falls back into those things. Olo mwina kukamwa somowa. Lelo, maybe even a period of maybe 1 month yomo munakambira naija, muntu uja wapita, ndukatani kodi, ndukamwa imamuwa, ndukabwera so after a month. Iwe umazuza kuti we are making progress, because panopo tinapita kwa kuti we've had counseling, we've had this help, and now I feel like we are going somewhere. But all of a sudden, muntu uja turns up at the door so drunk. And then you ask yourself, Goody, where are we going with this? And in this Joma Beza Goody, muntu uja many way or many you're helping, you become depressed, because now you're thinking to yourself, Goody, so where is this going? I'm trying my best, and you tell yourself, Kuti, you are trying the best, but you're forgetting, Kuti, you're the one who is trying, but you're not the problem. Iyeyo muntu yo, Damene is the problem, has his own issues. And sometimes if it's a relationship, as my Gwambidi, we start blaming ourselves to say, maybe the man is drinking a lot, maybe because Ineo as a woman have not done this for him, have not done. It has nothing to do with that. A person who chooses this route is making a choice every day. Kulibe inu hamenali ndi pump nyumba mwake ya moa. Woni na kuti runs endlessly. Kuti that tap keeps running so muntu janene kuti ine ndukungwa mamoa because ulibatapo panangandikana pangabanji. No. People make a decision, kuti moa pano wanditera let me go to the shop. Let me buy another bottle. Let me go to the shop. Let me buy another bottle. Oh, akachoka pamene popo ndalama zanditera dikira ndikagwire ku kanchito. Ndikapeze ndalama ina ndikagule moa. It's a choice that a person is making every day. It's a choice that somebody is making every day. Akadzuka, akumanyamuka. We all have that free will. We all have that free will. The person is going to the shop and buying the alcohol. It's the money they're taking. And depending on if you have decided to sit around and allow that behavior, muntu atakuma kubera even in drama zako zomwe. Yet iweyo wazuza kuti ine I'm helping this person. Koma muntu uja kukaja mama, he's even taking your money. Taking your money and using it ukama more. And the way you'll be thinking, Goody, oh my God, I was helping. Why did he take the money? Oh, why did he? Nkumapezeka Goody, and you're married. Muntu ina ukalira kumamoa to the point kuti drama zomwe abazo zomwe nuna gwidizana kuti drama izinza project yakuti ondama ndiyakuti atenga nduka mwera moa endi pa khomo mwamba kukhala pa umphawi because somebody cannot deal with their problem. And they are telling you, Kuti, I will work on this. Lelo akuza choncho. Mama, they sleep back and they come back home. They are so drunk. You who keeps believing that you can do something for them, You who believes that you can control the situation, when you are the one who is in for that trouble. You know, when think about the sea. If you are in the sea there, I should say you are in the sea, but you are by the sea. Mundu halimene momo akumila. Somebody is drowning. Iweyo, you don't know how to swim. You're only concerned that that person is drowning. You know? And then you jump. What's going to happen? Iweyo kusambira pawe kandivuto. When you jump and hold that person, is going to make it 10 times difficult. By the time mugafikisane pamwamba, you'll be all drawn and exhausted and you'll be dead. That's just an example of saying, Goody, sometimes when you think, Goody, you can help a person out of a situation like Gudamamamu and they have no control over it, you will drown with them. It happens in so many situations, not just alcohol. Anything Chonga and Tutima use as a way to escape our problem, it happens to everybody. You know, there are some people, they don't really, as we were talking about reasons why sometimes people go on and abuse alcohol. There are some people, when they have pain that they cannot deal with, the emotional pain that they cannot show you, and they have a story that they cannot even tell you. Whatever situation they have, they can't even communicate with you, but they are in so much pain. People do different things. Even the likes of Songisos, they may be sleeping around and but maybe there is something they're trying to distract themselves. They don't want to deal with the problem. They don't want to face their reality. So they would rather just start, being reckless and sleep with this person, sleep with that person, and, all over the place. But at the end of the day, there is a pain there that is not addressed. And there's nothing you can do because the way you are just outside them, their emotional pain is inside them. What are you going to do about it? There is nothing you can do until Iwowo Abange decide, good, let me face my problem. These things, they can take a different form. Even that person can decide, goody, all of a sudden, spending drama, buying things that are not necessary. I want you to relate the issue of saying, goody, sometimes pain can drive people to do so many things, like how another person can abuse alcohol, another person can choose to be sleeping around, another person can be spending money, but it's pointless, they don't need them. Another person can decide, goody, maybe from now on, maybe azingo swera kucharichi, kutenga drama zose gungo lipida kucharichi. Iwe, you said we don't have money, we are struggling, we can't pay rent. Why are you paying a whole ticket to go to South Africa, kwa Bushidi? You are paying almost 400 something there, Bushidi. And then here on the ground, you are paying another air ticket for maybe 700 pounds. You're putting all that money. You're doing all that. You're just running away from something you're not willing to face. And you're believing, by the time you put all these things, you go Komoku Pitako, the answer will be there. But you will go there and come back and carry your pain back to your house. This is what happens when you escape the problem. You try to go around it. There must be something that is happening that you can face. So what I'm saying is, if a person is not willing to face their problem, oh, you are the one who is giving yourself that much responsibility. And not only that, I also want you to reflect, because our issue also, as we were saying, how can you help? Our issue also, Iweyo, the person who is saying, goody, let me help. Ask yourself, goody Iweyo, why do you feel that you have to help? Because in the same situation, another person will just decide, goody, you know what, I don't think this is something that I can put up with. I don't think I can deal with it. And when we fail to understand, goody, staying with people who cannot deal with their own issues, people who cannot take responsibility for their own problems. We feel like if we walk away from them, then it will show good sitima agonda, But the thing is, you also have to ask yourself, goody, why is it goody Iweyo? You feel the need, goody carry, you should suffer and help this person. Is it just love? Or there is something as well in you that feels the need to save other people? What is it? I want you to think of a situation where, for example, a boy who grew up, kumaona bambaka kumenya mai yake all the time. That's just an example. Amaona bambaka kumenya mai yake all the time. And yeye as a child, he could not do anything to stop his dad. He could not defend his mother. He could not stop his dad. He could not do anything, but he hated it. Amaona kuti I don't like it. Now he's grown, he's an adult. Akamva neba kukanga nandaka zao kuzangogoda pachitseko. What are you doing? Leave the woman alone. He's willing to fight them, but he had other choices. He could have called the police and say, police, I hear the noises at the neighbor. Please, can you check? I'm worried that maybe, the man will hit the wife. He would not take that approach because to him, maybe what happened in his past, he feels like he need to take a more, like a more hands-on approach of saying, "Goody, ndikangolowerera, ndimupange stop muntu." Because, and these are things that sometimes we do them if we don't even know that we are doing them. Because we've never really reflected on our life. Why is it that I behave like this? Why do I tolerate people when they do this? Why do I feel the need that I should help people? They are not my responsibility. Why do I take on people's problems as if in there I don't have my own? Why do I do that? And no, there is more to it than just saying good in a Christ. Because helping somebody, you can help them, but you need to be assertive. You need to show people, okay, Songiso, Ineo, I love you. But this drinking, I don't think it's good. I think we need to get help. And then you're willing to work. You're willing to look into what can help and seek the advice that you need. Make it clear that if nothing is going to happen after this period of time, or if I see that you are not making an effort, I don't think I can go as far as this. Be willing to show people, I shouldn't say willing, but be assertive enough to show people that I can help, but up to this. Don't make the door open, and they can live their life, do whatever they want to do, but nothing will change. I don't know how I can put it. It's like you don't make people feel that whatever it is that they're doing wrong, there's no time limit to how far you can help them. No. Tell people, I'm going to help, but this far. I'm willing to make things, help you, put in the money, put in the time, put in the effort, but to this level. When you leave it open, people relax. They don't think the problem is their problem. They now think it's your problem. They can even start accusing you. They can even start blaming you and say, because how you speak to him, or because of how you stress him out, or because of how you do this, or because you have. In the meantime, it's them who cannot handle their problem. And they're saying it's you. Why? Because you have taken responsibility. From the get-go, if you would help, but you make it so clear how far, nobody should be out there blaming you. There are so many examples where you can think of you step in for other people's problem and then you come up and relax. Even one chito, I shouldn't say one chito, for example, outside from this, because we are talking about alcohol and trying to help to pick themselves up. Even wachibale, mukatenga wachibale kumutsi. Kaya mukatenga wachibale kwa mai yanu, kwa ndani yanu, whatever. Mugwele muzakana iba nyumba. But you have never given them conditions and you have never put the time limit and everything else. You've never showed there is an issue. That person can spend 10 years in your house without that job. They will tell you, why? Because they are not under any pressure. You're the one who is going to take their pressure because you have to provide food for them. Because you're the one who has to make sure that, they have a roof on their head, that they can even have the money, interview, that they can, have the things to apply for the job. In the meantime, they are not in a hurry. Why? Because it's okay. They can rely on you fully. And I'm not saying we can't allow other people to rely on us, but there has to be boundaries. Because if you're not careful, you will drown with people in their problems. You wake up one day, you will tell yourself, none of this was my problem. How did I become involved? How did I become entangled? How did I become, I don't know what's the word I can use. Like you ask yourself, why am I feeling so much pressure? I have a job. I have my life going. I have this going. Why am I the one who is stressed? And then when you start start looking, you realize that it's not even your problem. It's somebody's problem. But because you took responsibility and you got involved. When I say involved, I say you literally decide to take the whole problem and start dealing with it. So, muntu, pamaonena kuti, how can we help somebody? Be careful. Be careful, because people who are willing to escape and hide behind alcohol, they will even use you as their problem. They will blame you. I've been in situations where I literally just wanted to help somebody and I go all out. But they even turn around and blame you. Oh, you promised me that you do this. Why didn't you do that? Oh, and you ask yourself, so muntu you even feels they can even talk to me like that. What's my problem? The question is this your responsibility? No, it's not. We are all adults. We all have to be responsible for our own well-being, our mental well-being. Whatever it is that we want to do in our life, we have to be responsible ourselves. We can't let other people be responsible. And when in a good relationship, you've got kids. Kids have to be a priority. You can't take, mundu ina wankuru wanzelu zake, wonena good is not, picking themselves up and is not accepting help. You affect the kids in the process. And not only that, even it will affect you so much, even after that. And sometimes, from the beginning, when you start to feel like, okay, from the time you're beginning to feel that, you might think that you are in control. You might think that you are in charge of the situation, or you know what you're doing. That's what you will think. But because this is a process, it will be happening slowly. One day you wake up, you will not recognize yourself. You will feel drained, because what's happening in that relationship is all you're doing is you're giving. You're giving them your time. You're giving your effort. You're giving everything. Like you're standing in that space while all they are doing is to go and, get themselves drunk. And you're suggesting the help, but they are doing whatever because they feel that you have taken responsibility. So they are not willing to do something for themselves because you are in that space for them. And you might think it's love, but like I said, as you think you are so in charge of the situation, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before one day you wake up, you're thinking, oh my God, I'm so drained. Oh my God, you feel helpless that whatever you're trying, it's not working. You feel like, oh my God, I've tried to do this. You're the one who start to begin, feeling frustrated. Muntu uja ukumutandiza uja, alibe nazo attend. In the meantime, Gugaja, the more you're doing this, the more they're doing something else. And in the process, if you felt like today, amango mamoa, amabangas into zobo, tomorrow they will even come home and tell you good they've lost their job. So on top of whatever problem that there was, you will realize that you're waking up in the morning, the problem is just becoming bigger. If you really have someone in your life that is abusing alcohol or substances that is getting out of hand, you need to make them aware that you're willing to help them. But at the end of the day, be assertive to how long, until what point, what's the condition there? If you leave it open that they can be this, you will always be there because you want to prove that for better, for worse. As I'm saying, you will drown with them. Their problem, their issues will start to affect you. Because, for example, you're the one who have to compensate to make sure that now there's enough money in that home while they are busy with their problem. And it's very easy to feel sad. Oh, mamona inu mama kuonekela, akumvetsa jisoni mwakuti. But this is a person who is making a choice every day. Like I said to you, kulibe muntu amena mama wangu kalira tukuti ali drunk on the clock. Imafika nthawi yokuti mwa uja ukuta kuzindigira kuda mwa wata. They go and drink another. They go and buy another. Sometimes even mundu kama mutandiza kuda abangeli cover from problem yake. They can even avoid you kuti let's say munapita counseling munapanga chanchani pakatipa, they will just escape you. Ndikupezeka kuti akutulukira atamamua. Yeah? Atamamua. And you're telling yourself, I thought we were making progress. I thought we were doing something. But no. Yes, you were doing something. But they are not ready. This is not your problem. It's their problem. You're the one who is willing to deal with the problem, yet it's not yours. They are not willing to deal with it. And to me, as a person, it took me a long time to understand things like that. Because at the end of the day, when you really love someone, you could easily feel that if you didn't, suffer with them, or if you didn't, if you're not willing to stay there and whatever, it means that maybe they would sooner than you. No. People walk away from people that they love. If those people cannot help themselves, you can walk away. It doesn't mean the love is not there, but you make it clear. You tell him, Joseph, I'm willing to do anything if it's going to help us work. But you have to want the same thing. If you don't want the same thing, then I will not be here because we have kids to look after. There has been sad situations that Ine have heard of where, for example, Mamuna is drinking so much and like example Nakuza Nija, the woman has gone to work and she's at work. Abambwaja. They are even using drugs and doing whatever, and the guy passes out. In the meantime, Indiana, and there's even a girl there. Can you imagine if one of those boys who have randomly come to the house, if they decided to do something? We subject innocent souls like our kids to this kind of thing, and we already know what could happen. But still more selfishly, we decide I don't know what I can do. We feel good is almost good that we just want to drink. But what about the people that are in front of you? The example, these people that you are entertaining and they even come in your home, you've got small kids, they can even rape your child. The thing is, you're too drunk, you have passed out. Whatever substance you have taken, you don't even know what's happening. And they can abuse your child. You will not even be able to account for that. And imagine the trauma that Manago will grow up with. And not only that, if it's you, a woman who is doing that, you're abusing substances, you're going to drink and doing what, and all those things, people can even take advantage of you. They can take advantage of you. And by the time you get up from where you were, you don't even know what's happening. Bad things have happened as a result of good and bad things have happened. And and they ended up in my pregnancies what they didn't want. Now the thing is, when you were starting to drink too much, you thought that you are trying to help yourself. You are trying to escape from the problem. But you see, by the day, you multiply that problem. Now you will even lose them because eventually they'll get tired. You will lose them. And the way also you will invite problems on your life. So if you thought the problem is big, what you invite now will be bigger. So I beg you, you really need to be realistic. Who are you helping and to what level? To what level? What do they demonstrate? I think to me, muntu is grounded and sometimes you just see them, their behavior has changed and they start drinking too much and you feel like, oh my God, muntu was in the one do what you think you can do, but give yourself a time limit. Talk to the pastor if you can. Talk to the people he respects, whether his parents, his brother, whoever, and bring their attention to it. Let's help, because I think there's a big problem. Because Antoine, as I've said, women, it's nothing to do with that. When you decide to take responsibility and be telling yourself, it's how I'm treating him, maybe it's what I have done. Mundu will actually use what you have said. Excuse your they will use it. And tomorrow they will stand even there and be saying, good day, in the meantime, they know there was never a problem. They know it's never about what you have done or said. But they were not able to deal with their problem. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. If a person wants to drink and drink and drink and drink, as sad as it is their decision. They make a choice all the time. You who want to help them, you need to think, why is it that you're making that choice? How does that help you? Why are you making that choice? Because you have to be assertive enough to say, I will do it to that level, but now I have to think about my kids. Don't traumatize your children because you're thinking, oh, ndufuna kuti ndigonze banja, oh, maybe amunanga magudu, oh, maybe akazanga magudu. No, at the end of the day, you need to think, why are you doing it? How does that help you? From the time Muntuja is drinking, there has been a problem after the other. There has been the problem with the money. There has been the problem with maybe even social services saying, "Gudi ana wa school abangalipoti kuti mkumapanga zakuti mkumapanga zakuti." You know. So there has been one problem after the other, and you decide that you're gonna stay because you feel like Gudi, you need to help that person. You're not Jesus. You know. You can pray for people, but that's what I'm saying. That if you want to take everything that they're doing and take it in and make it your problem, you're going to feel burdened. If you can give them the space after you have tried what you could, but have the time limit, if you can go and still involve them in your prayers, pray for them and have yourself the space that you need, you will still continue to pray, but it will give yourself space. But saying that, oh, you could just stay there and suffer, you will go down with these people. You will drown with them. And one day you ask yourself, how did I end up here? Why? Muntu payeka. They need to want to change. They need to want to walk away from that life that they don't like. We all have issues. We all have lost something in our lives. We all are fighting something every day. We all end up at work. They don't talk to you. They don't treat you fairly. We all go out there and have, relationships. We put our effort, relationship relationship. We all have had situations where you put on all the effort and you don't do the way you wanted. We all have had situations. But at the end of the day, we all had to find a way how we would go about it. We can pray, okay? And we can pray. Even I will just dedicate my time, I pray. We can pray also. But just praying alone will not take away whatever it is that is distracting you, whatever it is that is the emotional pain you have. On its own, it will not. There are certain things in life you cannot just pray. You really need to do something. There's a part that God will do and there's a part you must do for yourself. You can't just say, oh, I've cast all my burdens unto God. God is going to look into it. But what about you? What's your responsibility in this? What's your responsibility? You need to think about it. That guy is in Naaman. He lied there. There was a pool there that people were jumping in to get healed with the diseases and everything. It had to take his own effort to stand up and jump in there. Whatever situation that you have in your life, you always have to tell yourself that there's a part that you need to pray. You need to play in that situation. What's your responsibility? Not every situation is about, oh, I will just put everything to God. Even iwe ameno kutandizawo. Even iwe ameno kutandizawo. Don't think that everything is up to you to help somebody. It's not up to you. They are in control of a lot of things you're not. So if they cannot do it themselves, you need to think about your future. You need to think about yourself. And when you do that, it's not selfishness. We call it survival. If you are careless, that you allow people to drag you into their problems, you will not survive in this life. You wake up one day, you will find yourself in deep problems and ask yourself, how did I end up here? You will live a good life, you will. Making sure that you take care of your problems, you pay your bills on time, you make sure you work, you make sure you maintain good relations at work, you work hard, you do whatever. But you entertain people who don't take charge of their situation. That a police was sakata. Police. And people even stop respecting you. They think that even you are into drugs or you're into something. Why? You're allowing it. You're enabling a bad behavior in the name of, I don't want to look like a bad person. At what point do you say that, I've been the good person that I thought I should be, but what is love if you can't help the person that you love? When I say help, you're not helping the people that are in your life. You're not thinking about them. So you're not demonstrating love. What is love there? So and the Jesus is done. you know help is there. Massive, massive help is out there. But you need to seek it. You need to want it yourself. You know? We can't continue to blame other people for our problems or to drag people into our sinking ship. No. You know? Everybody has to try for themselves. Muntu, you have to remind yourself, excuse me, you have to remind yourself, I have responsibility. I have my mother who need to see me. I have my kids who need to see me. I need to be here. I have a husband. I have a wife. I have this. You need to remind yourself those things. And to the man in a good yai, mundu agamama mwambidi, they have no control over that. It's not your problem. That's what I'm saying tonight. Because, you know, people who draw attention for me to this topic, they were trying to say, how can you help? Because they desperately feel that there's something that they can do to help the person who is abusing alcohol or they're abusing substances. They believe that they can help something. There's nothing you can do. In this life, some people have carried trauma from their childhood. Something happened to them. Whether, for example, a person was maybe raped, or maybe they watched somebody so close to them that died. Whatever it is that happened to them, they've never been able to visit it. And they don't want to even talk about it. They don't want to talk about it. But they think this is the answer. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? What do you think you can do, I should say? Nothing. You can suggest. You can even, you know, for example, if you decide that you given them time and they didn't do what you people agreed, and you decide to walk away, you can continue to pray for them. You can continue to, you know, send them maybe leaflets or give suggestion that there's this powerful man. Can you do this? Can you, you know, listen to him or whatever? Whatever you can do, but from a distance that it should not occupy you. And be careful, because sometimes, and even when we tell ourselves that I'm going to walk away from this relationship because it's not doing me good, we walk away, but where we go, we still get too involved with that person, which is just as good as we could have stayed in their life as it is. You know? So you need to be careful that even when you walk away, how are you going to live your life? What's the plan? Because this might be somebody who is the father to your kids, might be the mother to your kids, and you're thinking that they need to be involved in the life of the kids. But you need to have supervisions. Remember when we said the impact on kids? You need to have supervisions of what's happening when they are seeing the kids. Because a person who can drink to the point that they don't know what they're doing, leaving them with a child, even for an hour, is a long time. You can come back, so many things can happen. You know, so many things you should never leave them with your child. If they've come to a point where you are actually concerned, you should never leave them with the child. It doesn't matter that it is their child. They cannot take care of themselves. How can they take care of another? How can they? Have supervisions where you can agree. Free. I can bring the child. We sit together. But when you finish there, you take your kids with you. You can't take your eyes off. And then, we forget good relationship jacinta. Muntu has become something that we cannot deal with. We still continue to live in the past. Muntu maybe was good, but that person is not what it is at this moment. So you need to think, Iweyo, what are you gonna do? You know, what are you gonna do? We need to learn to think of ourselves. Because Muntamena is even going to the extent of substance abuse. They're thinking about themselves, whatever pain that they can't deal with. Well, they are helpless. I know, it's sad. But at the end of the day, I keep going back. For those of you are asking, how can you help? What do you think you're going to do? You know? How are you going to help? Because sometimes they're not even ready to talk about their problem. And you're not the problem. But they are, you know, just in that place. What are you going to do? Drinking too much has never been a good thing for anybody. Even in some places where people are looking for children, one person is still drinking. They can't even conceive. You know, they can't conceive. So it's even interfering with certain things you need. When you decide to be with somebody in life, in a relationship, you know, you expect that these people will add a value unto your life. You know, they'll add a value unto your life, whether emotionally, whether spiritually, you know, whether financially or otherwise, you know, however you can think about it. but there has to be a value added to it. Why should this be okay when this person is taking every day? They take a lot of you emotionally and financially so, and even spiritually. So at the end of the day, why is this relationship even having a future in your mind? It's draining. It's draining. You can't do that. You need to make a decision, and you need to make it sooner. Why sooner is important? It's because if you don't make the decision soon enough, if you don't make that decision soon enough, you will get caught in it. You know, there are things you tell yourself, oh, I'm just going to try and do this and help this. Before you know it, you start feeling helpless that maybe you have failed doing this. Let me try this again. Let me try that. Before you know it, you can't even leave. You get caught up in it. Sometimes when you have identified the situation very quickly, it's better to walk away when you still can and say, Gudi Ineo, I'm going to leave you here. I'm going to give you time. So all these things I'm saying, it will depend with you, your strength, what you're willing to do. You can say, Gudi Ineo, I'm going to leave you here with what I've observed. I don't think I can do it because of these reasons. But I want you to know that I'm going to give you time. I want you to demonstrate yourself. Could you can pick yourself up from this? Seek help. There's this. Show them. There's this. They should be willing to work on that. Sometimes waiting around and thinking that you can, magically make somebody change. You're the one who is wasting time. You will be caught in this mess, and it will be hard for you to go back. What's Tinali saying? If they are draining you, then let them get help because you need to protect yourself. Exactly. But this is what happens a lot of time. If you have somebody who is constantly drinking, even if you wanted just help for them to look after kids, they will not be able to, because at that point they are too drunk. And you have to carry your kids to the shop. It's never a good situation. Season to zapo, because constantly it's like, okay, you wake up, you wanted to go to wasire mana, iye muntu uja is drunk. Oh, pakufunika ndama ya chakuti amwera mowa. Oh, pakufunika chakuti hanchito handichota. It's a constant downward, thing that muntu uja is a downward spiral. Nothing is going up. Chili chonse basi ndizindu always sanabas. And you can only hold to a certain level. Njimodzi muntu atenge ntsuko wolemera ukuthi uli ndi madzambiri waugwira chonje. Iweyo mamuona kuti ntsuko uja ukhanga tukuterera ugwa, and you run fast and come and hold ujeni ntsuko uja, and muntu uja just decide to let go. Osa ugwira so ntsuko uja. Kukusira iweyo ugwire. Iweyo ndameno, you start feeling their pressure. You will feel everything, and it will take all your strength, all your energy. It will take all of that. Iwo, in the meantime, they are not doing anything to worry. They come back to the house that is paid for. They eat. They do what? Iwe, you're looking after the kids, which is equally your responsibility, not just yours. Both of you. But Iwo, they've chosen to do this. Is and everything. Even a child can be doing that and making their parents, have a hard time. Komano, the people who wanted to know this, there are more people who are like in relationships where now it's becoming a tricky thing. Think about yourself. And I know that we are religious people. We believe in God. We believe that, a marriage is something that God wouldn't want, couldn't. We should just be thinking good divorce and all that. But there are times, like I said, people, they don't want to help themselves. You have to do something yourself. You have to be willing, to take you out of your situation. Komatsunga kurubidire kuti muntu wina wake ndamene azira widira mamawa kukagwada pa mabondo kukupempherera iweyo akachoka pamene popo they pay this. It's not fun. And it can take even the niceness out of you. Even the way your temper will change. How you even start to relate to people, you will change. You will become this different person that is troubled. And like I said, you wake up in the morning and ask yourself one day, what did he have to do with me? It was never my problem. It was never about what I had done or whatever. But I ended up here somehow because of them. And in some cases, If you tolerate certain things for too long, you will find yourself one day thinking, "Goody, maybe naneso ndingo mwango, goody nane mwina ndiwale," because now you're thinking, "Goody, you have problems." But it's not you. Your problem has been you're taking chintu chokuti sivuto lako. That has been just your problem. Iwo ndamena nani mavuto, how many they've been drinking. But because you have decided to drown with them, you might decide that now so yambe kumamo. But the result is, you wake up one morning, they'll come and collect those kids. Because when things get out of hand, your kids will say something at school, or your neighbors will hear something and they'll come and take. And most of the abuse that is reported, even, you know, gender-based violence that happens at home, and all that, most of the times it's even connected to people who abuse alcohol. Because even your judgment or your understanding of things is impaired at that point. Ubanga zintu zosatani zosakhala bwino andi munthu zomati ukadzuka mama wina nkumati ayi pepani ineyo dzulo lija namwe mwasini madziwa chomwe ndikumachita. Munthu aliyense usanamwe mowa, you are aware of the effects of alcohol. You know what alcohol does. You drink it because you want to. So it's not after you've drunk the alcohol that you should turn around and say, "Goody, alcohol has done this," and goody, where you had no control over it. No. You lost control while you were drunk, but the decision to drink, you made it when you were fully aware. You made that decision when you were fully aware. So now the consequences that are coming after, you shouldn't want people to excuse you of them. You should take responsibility of it, you know. So all in all, people who indulge into alcohol and, you know, substances and all those things, a lot of times there's a pain that they cannot deal with it. There's that emotional pain that they cannot even talk about it. And no matter what you do, muntu ujangadipaeka is not ready to face their reality, to face their problem. There is nothing that you can do. And am I saying good in this process is scaring the children for life? Yes, because at the end of the day, Antoina, they claim goody EI inenga kalen mama moa, it didn't affect my kids, or it has nothing to do with my kids in any mango did. But it does. Sometimes, you know, they say that, you know, there are things that you absorb subconsciously. They don't say anything. They continue with their life, you know. But as they grow up with as adults now, they start to struggle with certain things. You know, even a child who grew up in a troubled home, has managed to succeed in life. Mana uja can succeed in the aspect of making a life for themselves. But as older as they become, when it comes to certain things, they will struggle how to deal with them because they didn't have support from you. You know? And in this jomava, muntu hota na ninchito ya bwino bwino, muntu okuti was living life yokuti antwena can only dream about. Muntu uja end up akuti wazipa wakapezeka mlumu wavu. How? Because people have these emotional battles that they don't discuss. Even your kids, they may be struggling and decide not to tell you anything. Because they are looking at everything else and thinking, "Oh, mommy seems not to be happy," or "Daddy is drunk all the time." And then they will just stay quiet. But all these memories, they will play on them as they're growing. So don't underestimate things and don't think, goody, what you're looking at in the present life, that will be the answer of everything. No. If you see your kids, they don't seem like they're not saying anything. It may be that they are too young to articulate what's happening. So they will just observe and be quiet about it. But later on, it will come back and play on their lives. Even Anna, what they are willing to accept as adults, you know, may come from how your home was. If you were how can I help mama oja? You see that type of approach you should take on that problem. Mwana wako might inhale that through you. One day when they grow up, they meet a similar situation, they'll be willing to accept that and think without them thinking that they are connecting to this. Zijanda kupasa an example yonena kuti muntu ina might have been watching their father or, you know, beat their mother. Later age, they start behaving a certain way when they see somebody trying to harm a woman. But it's into zina and we continue to do. We are connecting to zomwetina banga absorb subconsciously. So even mwana uyuyu might see goody way you are willing to accept goody uzipanga entertain muntu hota akuma mu can take responsibility and everything. You are entertaining it. Na Yesu akadzakula will be entertaining that. And it becomes a circle. You know? They will entertain it because you did. Nchimodzimodzi zijatimangamba za violence zonena kuti abamba mama wakwambiri and he ends up beating you. You know, or amai mama can't even look after the kids. I'm a gona ana mumali lukwa gunyuza mama makuti she can't even hear. You know, tomorrow mwana wako will think this is something that their mind is not shocked because they've seen it before, so they will accept it. But it's not a good thing. So some things, when you reject them in life, it's not just from a place of goody and it will look like I'm not a good person or think about the impact it has on your kids, how it will influence them in their life throughout. You know, we are all adults. We all have to show that we are taking responsibility. Let's not just behave randomly. However I behave, it doesn't matter. No, we have to be responsible and we have to show that. You know, so in this scenario, what I'm gonna say is, if you gave somebody time and they have not demonstrated that they're willing to work on their problem, I will say you need to leave them. It's hard, and if you are not willing to leave as well, it's fine. You can stay, but you need to know that you will drown with them. I've already said that. But to me, you're better off leaving and starting on your life and pick yourself up when you can. When you take too long, you leave it too long until it has taken your energy. It has started to you've even taken it as your problem. Even you may struggle to pick your life up. You may become depressed as a result. You can become depressed even well after you've left them because you left too late. You know, you left too late and you go you can even not even form other relationships. Relationship because you are still living in that. And why you're still living in that is because you didn't live when you had the time. Now they become part of you and you remember everything. What you tried and how it came to nothing, and you become depressed over it. So sometimes the time of living is very important. At what level you live is very, very important. And please don't live your life thinking no. Everybody has to know they have responsibility. Even you know you have a responsibility. If you decided to take other people's problems, you have taken up responsibility, you know, and that responsibility will tear you down. That responsibility will literally take the best years of your life. It will take the best things out of you, that you will never be the person that you used to be, all because you wanted to help, you know. So you need to know that you have responsibility to look after yourself for your own survival, to make sure that you are up here, you are straight, to make sure that you're good enough for your kids, to make sure that you're healthy for yourself. So you can go out there and make another relationship if you have to, but you have to be healthy there. Don't bring this circle that it affects everybody else because of one person, you know. So even Muntamena Kumayo needs to take responsibility and know I have a problem. What can I do? And they need to do it. Whatever it is that they need to do it, they need to do it. If they're not willing, they're not ready, it's not your problem. Let everybody deal with their problem. So in conclusion, what we were saying today is that people indulge into alcohol or substance abuse for different reasons. They're the ones who know why they are escaping into alcohol. They're the ones who know. But at the end of the day, if you are in the life of such a person, it's not your problem. From the get-go, you need to understand it's not your problem. If they are willing to work on their problem, fine and good, you can help, but it has to be seen that they are doing something about it. And you need to be assertive enough to know that this is how far I'm going to take it. Be realistic and be assertive to say, this is how far I'm going to take it. And if it doesn't happen at that time frame, you need to leave them. You know, if you decide to stay with them, you're going to drown with them. It's going to affect you mentally. It's going to affect you physically. It's going to affect you in ways that you didn't know. Because you may be thinking you are in charge of the situation, but it will literally take over your life. You know? And when everything is said and done, you should know that your kids will be the one who will carry this throughout their whole life. Our childhood, they are important years of our life. You know? This is the time where we learn to process things. We internalize a lot of things that sometimes it will become too hard as we grow up as adults to get rid of those things. So make sure that you give your children a healthy start. If the person that is in your life is not doing what they should be doing, get rid of them. They're supposed to add value to you, add value to the kids. Your kids should be a priority. If that is not happening with the person you're with, get rid of them. And I know that it sounds mean. Oh, why would she say get rid of them? Because they are not willing to help themselves. Don't stay there, because it will damage you instead. So go and do what you think you can do and how you can, but be assertive in your help. When you decide to literally take a problem and make it yourself, it's like you think you are a savior. You're like Jesus, who can die on behalf of somebody. And you will actually die on behalf of somebody. And they'll even blame you for the problem. But if you decide that you just want to help, then you help in a way that it doesn't kill you. It doesn't affect you that much. It's not easy, but that's where assertiveness comes in. You need to be able to make those decisions. It's not easy, but it can be done. So thank you so much, guys. I'm gonna have to go. I know there are so many people who didn't watch today's program because it kind of clashed with the Prime Minister's address today, which I totally understand. It's not a problem, but I had to go as well because I have other things that I need to do. But we will see each other again on Friday. On Friday we're gonna discuss about what past can you talk about in a relationship, because everybody has a relationship at some point, and sometimes you've got a past that you want to talk about. Which past can we discuss in a relationship? This is a question that somebody has asked in the other day's live. The other live we did, somebody came in with the questions in the comments. So we said the Friday coming, we're gonna talk about what can you talk about as your past. Which past is even relevant to talk about in your present relationship? Is it just any other past that you have to be talking about? So that will be our topic on Friday coming. But for today, guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you. And please take care of yourself. Put yourself first. And I'll see you again on Friday. Bye-bye.